As Kat said, my name is Beth Carey. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I've been down here living with my husband and my 2 children for 30 years, so I guess I'm not a damn Yankee anymore. I'm a semi-Yankee. And I taught high school for 30 years, and I retired and decided that I should have a second career. I don't know what I was thinking. But what I noticed when I was teaching is that our teenagers are wonderful human beings. I know I'm a little warped in my thoughts there, but I really think teenagers are wonderful human beings. And I was finding that they knew their chemistry, they knew their calculus, but they didn't know life. And so I started to write down things, and then after I retired, I started to put together my book series, and it's called Life Learning Information for Every Day. The first book is called Challenge Your Teen's Basic Knowledge. And now that I've told you a little bit about me, I want to talk about you. I want to see who's in my audience. Raise your hand if you like teenagers. All right, hold those hands up. Hold those hands up. I'm going to see if I can add to this group.
Boiled or fried?
In your house as well as out of your house, okay? How many of you think intelligence is part of what teenagers are today? Do you think they're intelligent creatures? Yeah. How many of you think you're just as intelligent and maybe more? Wait. Okay? All right, keep those hands up. If you are a parent or grandparent of someone between the ages of 10 and 22, put your hand down. Down. If you are an aunt or uncle of someone between the ages of 10 and 22. And I say that because my book includes those tweens, those 10, 11, 12-year-olds, as well as those what I call the stragglers. You know, the 20, 21, 22 that think they're all adults, but they're really not. How about somebody that's a teacher, an educator between 10 and 22 years of age? How about somebody, well, do I have any hands left? I was going to keep going. All right, then I'll move on. Every single person then that had their hand raised at one point and now put down their hand is truly going to benefit from having this book in your hands. And the reason is the book is consisting of questions that we as adults need to be asking our youth today to find out if they are prepared for the next phase, which is adulthood. And I'm talking about being prepared without having to call home 6 times. I'm talking about being prepared without making fools out of themselves, coming in dressed inappropriately for an interview, coming to a table that has more than one fork and they're completely lost. This first book includes the topics of, and I'm going to look and make sure I don't forget any, community, a warm-up section, the government, because it's Voters Day, but I bet if you went home and asked your teen who the vice president is, they're going to be stuck. Some of them will be going, We also have home life, and then we have study habits. So that's in the first book. The second book will be on social skills, which is everything from communication to writing to cell phone etiquette. How many of you are tired of the cell phone constantly being on and in their hands? And then the last one is independence readiness, which will include travel, employment, what comes beyond living in mom and dad's house so they're not all still living with us when they're 28. So it doesn't matter whether they're in your house, out of your house, whether you mentor them in the community through a boys club, girls club. This has questions in it that you could be dialoguing with. And that's what I'm asking you to do tonight. Get a passion going to help these youth. We had people that helped us grow up. We had people that taught us things. And I'm here to tell you that we are assuming that they know stuff that they don't know. And it's our job to teach and reteach it to them.
I would like to suggest telling the story about the clock, because we ran into exactly your story.
Some of the questions that will just give you like a tidbit was, can they read an analog clock? Yeah. If it's not digital, a lot of, look at the hand, look at the, no. Military time. I asked a teenager the other day what you do if the toilet's overflowing. And they said, call a plumber. I said, Dave, it's overflowing. It is dripping down to the floor below. And they still were like, well, then I'd call my dad. I'm like, no, turn the valve off. You know, but maybe they never had that problem. I don't know. But those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. The things like, can they do laundry? Do they know how to do public transportation? Or would they be absolutely, you know, just terrified if they had to get on, you know, MARTA?
No, you stand at the top and yell, I'm from Cobb County.
I remember that. I think I'm going to add that.
Trust me, even
That's
at 60 they'll do that.
So that's basically it. And, you know, like I said, it's going to be a 3-part series. Hopefully the second one will be out this summer. I've got a mailing list if you'd like to keep abreast, follow my blog, things like that. I love when people tell me stories, because the stories that I share, I've got all true stories in here that I share of what people, teenagers have done and adults have shared. And I invite you to help me write the next 2 books, because we all have stories and we are so needed in these kids' lives. So start that dialogue, get the passion with me, and join me for the journey of life with these kids. Thank you.